Okay, I'll wait for a couple of minutes. We are going to talk about Wise as a platform. So it will be okay. So I'll wait for a couple of minutes before we start a discussion around the patenting landscape of Wise and why it is a user-friendly stuff. I won't say it is acting as a blockchain mediator because the essence of blockchain is it has to go from A to B without the need of any middleman or whatever we can think about. Um, at the same point of time, let's wait for a couple of minutes and we'll start our discussion. Okay, so um, we are going to talk about Wise. That is WISE. It's a platform. I have been using it for the best of the purposes because the point here is remittance has to be made easy. One way is definitely the crypto world. That is something which not many understand and it has been misused. Whether I don't want to name any country, it's just that till now the tokenization itself is not understood by most of the stakeholders and the operators. So there is, I would rather say, there is disparity in terms of the understanding of the crypto world. um, okay, so we are talking about Wise is basically it manages your money worldwide. It saves money when you send and spend in different currencies. So the good thing is it's just one account and you are able to do it in multiple countries. Then transfer money internationally, so it's inbound and outbound, 160 plus countries and 40 currencies. You can compare the exchange rate, fast and low cost, and there's a rate tracker. And they're also asset light. I don't know how many folks understand this. For the longest time, from the investment point of view, um, it was always said that you have to be asset light, and perhaps at one point of time we were like, as the company which has a lot of I would rather say not only the stakeholders, but it is rooted out in so many countries. So it was very very clear to us that we have to go asset light given the dynamics of the current situation, because we like it or not, the international framework has been breached, because a couple of protocols were not followed because of, I don't want to get into their names, though I know the names, but let the stakeholders and the people in power who are signing everything take cognizance of it and accordingly take the next step. So, particularly in this particular case, when we're talking about this application, so you enter the amount you wish to send and the recipient details are provided. You can search for existing recipients at their bank account. You have IBAN, country, city, address, postal code, email, phone number if needed. You can select the payment method, bank transfer, debit, credit, vice balance, blah, blah, blah. Mm, you can see the exchange rate. So you have some kind of control. Now, what happens, and particularly, I'm very upset with the Indian banking segment, particularly with Axis Bank, ICICI, IDFC. There is not even a single private bank with whom you can work today. Um, they are misusing the protocols. They don't understand what RBI is stating, and since they are not being penalized, and here what has happened is now they are, perhaps I'll just talk about one of the examples whereby there was a check which had to be cleared, and they almost deducted. I mean, the amount itself was negligible, but it's just that the amount they're deducting. So the banking sector has to be restructured. They have to go to the lean model. They cannot be using the resources which they are using right now in terms of converting houses into banks, because that doesn't suffice the purpose of the SDD goal also. Maybe they are doing somewhere they are doing good, but overall the landscape is not good. So have small, I won't say in one city you need to have 10 branches or 20 branches. Have two branches, but those branches should be strong enough to cater to the customer. The customer is not being catered. It's just fooling around, and fooling from the order of any admin can log in and see the account details of any account, even if it is not their branch account. So how a person who is sitting at the bank and back end is able to see the details just because they have the admin end? If they're not part of the branch, how are they able to see? That is point number one. And this I had noted way back. I'm going back to the years 2007, 2008, and perhaps the dilemma here is all these people who were part of this banking sector, they were my school seniors or my school batchmates, college batchmates here and there and everything. And they obviously, the way I was treated on a regular basis, I could understand that because they have been fooling around from the school time. So it's not that if I'm not acknowledging them, they don't know who I am. So this game of whatever is being played right now in the online world in terms of creating these blockchains, this chain, that chain, coding and all that stuff, somewhere or the other it is to do with the transactions. And whenever the transaction was coming in, when even the market was down, because that time I was serving Malaysia in many ways in terms of the work I was doing and the pattern drafting which I was performing, or it was coming from US for that matter, it was very very clear that this is not going to work. And then I was contacted by the other authorities where I got the cognizance of the disparity which is happening right now. So the point here is what we need to do is to understand the ethos and then work around. And let me tell you, be very careful with these bank accounts. Don't have a conversation with these relationship managers. They have no clue also altogether. They are just students who have maybe they're toppers from their colleges and they want to have a conversation with you and try to build a repo which is not required as far as the ethos of what internet is all about. Whatever they do in the offline world, it is something else, because we are already witnessing so many fraudsters who are working with the banking sector, particularly with the a private bank. So I will be talking about wise in terms of their uh, okay, I'll look into this wise pattern applications. Maybe I'll just give you few pattern applications and then I'll get back to the coding stuff and all. Okay, this particular application, the person seems to be someone from Indian origin or maybe not be of Indian origin. We need to look into it. So this is an integrated circuit chip which comprises of PRISM. PRISM is nothing but a programmable intelligence search memory for context search extension architecture for programmable. I'll just say context search extension architecture for PRISM. Okay, so what are they trying to do? So they have these classifications. I will just walk you through the classification. The security classification is there. So look into the IPC classification. I'm not going there. It still says um, this is random access memory chip. Okay, fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fetch the data and perhaps analyze this deeper. So this is basically a dynamic random access in memory comprising blah blah blah, which is a prism. It's a very simple application. There's no patenting about it because it's already known in the art. Mm, let's see what are they doing. Okay, basically the structure is it has three kind of circuits: first memory circuit, second memory circuit, third memory circuit. First memory circuit is storing a first rule group, which is symbol forming a search rule. Okay, second memory circuit stores a second rule group, another set of symbols. Okay, third is basically rule group transition logic, enabling switching from first to the second rule group when match occurs in the first group. Functionality: the memory is programmable and can dynamically transition between root groups during content examination. Blah blah blah. Integrated within single RAM bank. Okay, it says a bank. Funny. Uh, I'm talking about the structure here. You can look into the structure. It's just these words have been misused like anything. Okay, so this is one. Let's go to the next application. Who is this guy? He has a granted patent also. Current assignee is IP program INC. Okay, if I go, okay, I'm looking at the Prism search compiler flow, which is full plus incremental rule distribution. Uh, Application layer rules, anti spam, virus signature, digital rights, instant messaging, blah, 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 blah. Interesting. And they have regular expression may be converted into at least one non deterministic finite state automata, which is NFA. Okay, representing the functionality of the regular expression. Interesting. So this is okay. It is getting expired in the year 2027. Okay, Thomson Reuters Global Resource Unlimited Company. Let's look into this. I was supposed to do the vice patenting stuff, but I find this much more interesting because this is what happens when you work in the IPR. You start with something else, then you go somewhere else, then you come somewhere else, then something else happens. But anyhow, it's interesting. Method and system for peer detection. So this is a granted patent. Okay, status, it is still active. Bye bye, sir. See you on Monday. So this is the one. Um, Seems very simple to me. So yeah, so this is the main discussion. You can look into it and accordingly see what data sets are the need of the hour and work around that data set. So if you have any question, DM, send on LinkedIn. I will put the details on the profile. Have a great day ahead.